How good was he?
Pretty good. I mean, Major is Major.
Yeah.
Major's it's just a solid macro player who copies Korean builds. Micro's not amazing, but it's okay. Oh man, there's a bunch of kids in my house playing downstairs apparently, and Nathan and them are all screaming. I don't know if you can hear that or not.
A little bit. That's okay. It'll just provide good background noises.
Huh.
Like if a Zergling dies, yeah, or whatever, it'll be perfect.
In the top right corner, Purple Terran. Without a Pokemon logo today, we have Major.
Did he have one before?
Yeah, he's a big Pokemon. He plays a lot of Pokemon.
Alright. And in our bottom left corner, we have the tournament winner, soon to be, in my eyes, Armani from Team Samsung Galaxy.
Uh-oh.
He's scouting really early, huh?
Yeah. Maybe looking for proxies?
Yep, for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what he'd have to be doing, huh?
That's one way to be pretty safe. Then you can take a pretty greedy build, kind of make up for it at least.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. Major gonna go for the Reaper opening that we talked about. It's just very strong, every Terran does it in every TVZ ever.
Yep.
So, if this was like super professional, and this was like, you know, football player level, I wonder if we'd have stats at this point. Like, we'd be introducing player stats. Or like, what do you think would be the equivalent?
For what? I'm sorry, could you say that one more time?
Alright, so imagine like, well, you know how when we get to this point in the cast, we're just like, yeah, we just did this last game, it's the same exact build, nothing really to talk about here.
Oh, yeah.
But, like,
I don't know, one of my... First, yeah, go ahead.
What do you think, like, if this was a football game or something, you know, where they always have something on screen, what do you think it would be here? Like, stats? Of the players?
Maybe. Like, Major is X versus, like, his percentage win versus Zerg, percentage win versus Zerg on this map, this map's overall ZVT record, yeah, stats like that, I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think so. I do wonder why Terrans don't make, like, one Marine sometimes now. Like...
The reason why they don't is because they want to build that reactor as soon as possible, so that they can get that reactor attached to the factory, I think.
I guess.
Or do you mean like one Marine instead of a second Reaper?
Even instead of a first Reaper, almost.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the first Reaper can harass a super greedy Zerg. You know, 3H before pull is impossible without Reaper. Sometimes, if you go Reaper and then you reinforce with a second or third, you can pick off drones, depending on how bad the Zerg is. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be an interesting meta shift. Because everyone already kind of does fear those things. Like, he made 6 Lings, right? Now, just say, what if the Terran... I mean, I guess he saw the Reaper coming, so that's why he did that, though.
Sure.
Yeah, the Reaper's definitely worth it to force 8 Lings. I agree.
That's an overreaction, though, by Armani. Is Armani a Korean player?
Yeah, he's a Korean Zerg.
Okay.
He's the one who was from Samsung Galaxy.
He's okay. We'll see how he plays late game. Whoa, hello?
Hey, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, there was some like, oh, it lagged for a second. The he's playing everything really safe, like way too safe, like it's damaging him. The early, I mean, I understand the early drone scout, I guess, to look for the proxy early on, but I mean that, and then he made 8 Lings for a standard 2 Reaper harass is crazy excessive. I almost wonder if he studied Major or something, and like Major like always proxy 2 Raxes on this map or something with like Reaper, like or constantly makes Reapers. I don't understand why the huge overreaction with defense here.
Yeah, that would make sense.
These people are going crazy downstairs.
Something exciting going on. Yeah, Major's just playing the standard. You know, going into the Banshee. Maybe he'll get Cloak, doubt it though, and then 3rd Command Center. These Speedlings could come in from the side. They could be Lifelings. Never know.
Maybe, Major's playing really greedy right now. He does have that early link speed. Oh. Major's got 2 Hellions across the map. I wouldn't be surprised to see those links run in right now. They should. He saw the Hellions. That's his cue to go if he's going to.
Yeah. Maybe he's just waiting with the other Overlord to see if there are any other Hellions to leave too.
Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe he's just waiting for the third to be set up there with those links. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Banshee is going to come with Cloak. I'm kind of surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Major play enough games. I mean, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I don't really know what the, I'm not sure what the deciding factor is for Terran. Oh, and those links do run in to pick up an SCV. Looks like he's only going to get 1.
Yep. Did it at the same time as he poked back the Hellion harass. So that's nice.
I'm not sure why Terrans decide sometimes to get Cloak or sometimes not. It almost seems random to me. I'm not sure. Even in games, I never know if they're going to get it or if they're not. I don't know what the determining factor is. I'm thinking, I feel like Major's going to go for mech here, though. Maybe?
He has been a fan of mech for a very long time.
Yeah, for sure. Because his homeboy Artosis loves it so much.
Yeah, I think he has to be. Look how many Hellions he's making.
Yeah, but he's only got 2 gases. It seems like if he really wanted to go mech, he would have taken gases 3 and 4 a while ago. But I mean, he's not working on any bio upgrades, which is the big tell to me. He doesn't have the he doesn't have the tech lab going. He doesn't have like the stim coming, and he does throw it on those other two gases. I wouldn't be surprised to see him working on dropping a couple factories pretty soon. I don't think he's going to go bio with no engineering base out this late, and no tech labs out this late.
Yep, agreed. Those Hellions are going to be hard to deal with if they just run straight in.
Yeah, this is a huge error by Armani here. Completely unprepared. Normally you don't see Terran build this many Hellions, but he has no answer to these Hellions. These Hellions are going to kill so many drones. Oh, man.
Ouch, just painful
Armani
to watch.
trying to pull drones, but... Major a little sloppy on the Banshee control there, but... I mean, these Hellions did exactly what they needed to do. If Major wants to go for mech, which he does, yeah, and you see the 2 armories going up. I mean, that was the push that Major needed.
Yeah.
I mean, Major's totally clear to run away this game. He's going to go ahead and set up his third now with almost no contest. The Zerg is going to be scrambling to replace the lost drones. The Zerg have been grabbing the wrong upgrades. 1/1 melee and carapace on the way, which is you don't really want Lings against mech. It just doesn't. I mean, for obvious reasons, Lings aren't going to be killing Hellbats or Hellions or Widow Mines.
Or tanks, I mean, for that matter.
Yeah.
Just pretty much.
He doesn't even realize that Major's going mech.
Yeah. He sees it now with the Overseer.
Oh yeah, now he sees it. Yep, with the Overseer they had flying in, but
just now.
Yeah, but I mean this game is already kind of over. Those Hellions did all the damage they needed to do. 25 workers killed. You can't just lose 25 drones as a Zerg and hope to be able to. I mean, he's not going to be able to apply any pressure whatsoever to Major. I guess the only chance that Armani has of winning this is to pull this into a super late game, maybe using Swarm Hosts. Oh, more drones going down here.
Lots of drones going down here.
Yeah, he's got to pull it into like a super late game using Swarm Hosts and hope that Major is incredibly patient and lets him crawl back in, and then just try to trade super cost effectively with Swarm Hosts and Fester or something like that. There's no way otherwise. I'm surprised Major hasn't actually laid his third down yet. That seems kind of strange to me.
Still trying to deal with the creep. I think he brought a Marine to deal with it, and that was what the Lings killed. And now he's making a missile turret to try and deal with it.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, and Armani will have some mutas out shortly. So I mean, that's the start of what you were talking about. Mutas to deal with, to force him to make some Thors.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, Major's got such a good economy. It's no big deal for him to get a couple turrets up. He is going to have at least 1 Thor. Does he have a Thor on the map right now? Units tab says 1. Yep, so he'll have at least 2 Thors. Plus, the turrets are scouted pretty well. He really needs to get that third down, though. Major really needs to get that third down. The third is really late. Considering how much damage Major did early on, and how many drones those Hellions managed to kill, it's a little bit unacceptable that his third is as late as it is.
Yep, I agree.
Thor and Vikings taking a couple shots at those mutas flying by. And Major finally clearing the Overlord to get that third down.
Yeah. If anything causes trouble, I mean, he kind of let Armani get back in a little bit by delaying it that long. It's still not even fully down.
For sure. The drone count, Armani did manage to catch up at 68 to 64, and Armani is going into Swarm Host as well after forcing Major. Yeah, this is cute. This is what I like. You get like a few muta, just like enough to be like, hey, you better make Thors, otherwise I'm going to mess you up, kid. And now he's switching into Swarm Hosts, which are going to mess him up. Getting the Locust upgrade. And he's even getting the Roach upgrade afterwards. Oh, do you think he's going to mass Roaches after getting a few Swarm Hosts to force tanks? That would be cute.
I think so.
But, yeah. Basically, you go Muta, and then the Tyrannusal Thor, and then you get some Swarm Hosts, and then the Terran is, like, scrambling for siege tanks, and then you just mass, like, Roach laying into him afterwards, and it basically just, like, jerking the Terran around over and over again. And then your constant tech switches, you just can't keep up with it, and then you do a big Roach Ling push at the end, and he kind of just gets overwhelmed by everything. That's how I like to play the matchup versus mech. But, I mean, normally you don't start out down 30 drones at the start of the match. I'm really surprised that MajOr let that third go for so long before finally taking it. 12.5 minutes to drop that third was insane. That might end up costing him the game. I don't know. MajOr working on his fourth now. He's still in an... So the nervous part here, this is the weird thing about StarCraft 2, is that there's like with Swarm Host, there's like a crazy well-defined like late game. Like there are certain ways that you have to play the late game versus Swarm Host. If you're the kind of Terran player that doesn't know how to utilize Ravens, you have no chance of winning in the late game. You're not going to ever win. You can try to use like mass siege tanks to like stalemate the Swarm Host, but you can never advance. And the Zerg player is going to start to pick you apart with Vipers, and it just gets really ugly from there on out. You have to know how to use Ravens, and I don't know if MajOr's the kind of player who can actually play like late game versus mass Swarm Host. I know him pretty well as a person and as a player, and he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who can do it. This attack should be easily thwarted with Swarm Host. He just has to keep laying down Locust, backing up, laying down Locust, backing up.
It'll be interesting. MajOr does have a pretty big supply lead, and he is pulling SUVs. I mean, that's true. He's going for it.
Oh, these are pretty greedily burrowed. No, okay, he's able to get out.
Whew. Yeah, and it looks like it's forcing him back, just like you said. Yeah.
Yep. Attacking into Swarm Host is no fun. Good on Armani for having those Swarm Hosts aggressively positioned, though. Oh, nice Roach counterattack here at the third of MajOr.
Yeah.
He'll eat a few SCVs here. Armani will.
Well, MajOr was way over on the SCVs. He had like 24 or something there. Now MajOr's just at the right number.
But I mean, Armani's done a lot of harass. 30 workers killed. That's pretty good.
It's amazing for how far behind he was at the start.
MajOr's in a rough spot now.
Yeah. Hive on the way, Vipers soon. He's not gonna be able to break the Zerg. You're definitely
Armani
right on
with
that.
almost 90 drones. That's really too many, but
I like 90 drones. It's just gonna let him suicide a bunch of stuff. Like he got rid of his mutas. Now he can just keep harassing with roaches on one side and then Swarm Hosts on the other, I'd say. That's what I would do.
Yep. MajOr does not have enough tanks right now to deal with this. He's kind of dealing with it with his army, but I guess there aren't too many Swarm Hosts so far in the field for Armani. Only 12. I actually like 20. I usually stop at 20. I mean, 20 is a good number to just mess your opponent's day up, I think. But, I mean, you don't have to build 20, obviously. Armani, of course, instead opting to mix in some Roach Hydra, which are still good. When I see something like this, like it feels to me like, to use the most violent metaphor possible, it's like you have a knife in one hand and your other hand is extended, right? So you're constantly pushing whoever it is away and you're just like stabbing them with your right hand. That's what it feels like when you play like Swarm Hosts and then you also have other units in conjunction with it. Because it's like the Swarm Hosts always keep the Terran kind of pinned down. Like, he can't ever really leave from this position, but at the same time that he's kind of, like, trapped there, you're also, like, running around with Roach Hydra, like, which is exactly what's going on. Like, this is so annoying to deal with. Like, what do you do as Terran? Like, you can't just, like, pick your army up and go defend your base, because then the Swarm Hosts are just going to whittle away whatever you leave behind, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a really, really, really difficult kind of matchup to play, you know, like, TV, half Swarm Host, half Roach Hydra.
Yep. And in fairness, MajOr is, you know, holding well. He's not losing too much stuff because there isn't that 20 Swarm Hosts. There's just the 10.
Yep. And he is trying to hold it. It's like figuring out the perfect number of units to split.
Yep. And he is transferring it into the Ravens. I mean, that was what you were saying he needs to do. He is doing it. And in the meantime, though, the Zerg is going to have ultras shortly, or whenever he needs them, at least.
Apparently, someone in chat said that the phrase I was looking for was bulldogging. I guess that's where you hold somebody with your arm out, and then with the other one you just beat on them or stab them. I don't know.
Huh, no, I've never heard of it, but that's probably it.
Oh, nice use of Binding Cloud there, shuts down those 2 siege tanks. MajOr pulling a few more tanks back to defend, but it's not really... Oh, pulls back the majority of his army to defend. Now he's got to be careful that he doesn't start to lose units to these swarm hosts here.
I like how the turrets do nice to mess up the pathing a little bit, for sure.
For sure, yep. Unfortunately, MajOr... Oh, he's starting to build Ravens. Does MajOr know the key? Does he know how to win it at the end?
Maybe. He's not getting the upgrade yet. He does have amazing, you know, vehicle upgrades. 3-2 on the way. Compared to, like, what is it, 0-2 for ranged? It's 2-2 for melee, and it's 1-2, excuse me, for ranged. For the Zerg. Armani is definitely being much more cost efficient than MajOr, or than our, yeah, than MajOr. I was right.
All those... No, my Skype is doing it. Hey, you don't have your automatically adjust speakers. That's off, right?
Yeah.
Remember, you turned off the automatically adjust microphone too, right?
I assume so. I'll double check. Maybe I didn't.
Okay.
No,
because now anytime there's action on my screen, now you're cutting out.
It's off for sure. Do you have it on?
No, I checked. Whatever. Maybe it's a software computer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway. Whoa. Ultras. Chef, up.
Going.
There you go. Big ultra attack here. The nice thing about these pushes as Zerg is that you really don't have to kill everything, although he kind of did. If you kill any number of siege tanks, what happens is you create an effect to where your swarm host can actually start doing damage every time they send in the locust, which is exactly what happened here, although obviously he killed a huge number of units. But really, when you do big attacks like that, you only have to kill enough siege tanks so that your locust can finally start dealing damage. But again, for the third time, those ultras did a lot of damage there. MajOr is pretty much just playing... he's just constantly behind now. I don't see how MajOr gets back in this game at this point.
They assess the turtle, and then it's so difficult to be cost efficient. He made all those Vikings. If those Vikings were something else, maybe they're... Well, I mean, I guess he has to keep them too, to prevent any muta switches. And the Ravens are on the way, and they're building up energy. They can shoot some missiles shortly if Zerg gets out of position too much. I'd like to see more queens with the Zerg army.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't even know if he needs them at this point.
Yeah. Never underestimate a turtling Terran, though.
Yeah. You do see the point defense drones go down for the Ravens, which is good, but oh my god, those Binding Clouds were sick. How did those Binding Clouds get in when there are so many Vikings around? Wow.
I don't know.
Warrior Siege tanks going down. Vikings have to land. Those Vikings are going to take some damage.
Yeah, that was really impressive. But MajOr is holding the line. And that energy on those Ravens will just continue to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah. I think that Roachling is better for breaking this kind of stuff. Or even Roachling, even Roach Baneling. Mass
really?
Banelings actually... Banelings are always supply efficient, even if they're not always cost efficient.
Yeah.
Throwing like 50 Banelings into a clump of units is pretty damaging, even if it's mech. I don't like the decision for Ultras because they're so expensive and they die to siege tanks so well. But I mean, it's working, or I mean, it is working. But I think Roach Hydra Ling would be better. Hydras could deal with the Banshee. Roach Ling is just as good. It's going to do just the same job, and it doesn't get like massively killed as easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, unlike the Violet game, these Ultras are actually doing good. The Queens would have been there to prevent these Banshees from doing all this damage, but
no,
not too needed as long as he has a Spore there. That'll force them all back as well.
Oh, the PDD goes down to absorb the Spore shots. That's cute.
It is.
While the Banshees start working away on the Swarm Host. Wow, the lack of anti-air here is killing me. Why is there no anti-air in production either? I guess he's supply capped because of the ultras, but Armani, come on.
Really nice.
How are those Vipers sneaking in there?
They came in from like above.
Yeah, that's really sick that Armani's taking like these really weird paths to get the Vipers in, because there are so many Vikings on field. It seems like it would be impossible to land those binding clouds. Oh God, what happened? What is going on today? Why are so many Zergs so attached to Ultralisks? Jesus, please stop. Just make Roaches. Just make Hydras. So many Ultras.
I'd even say Infestors here, getting maybe like 4 would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean he's building a lot of Infestors, which is good. But
I didn't even see that. Yeah. This is the turning point. Like if MajOr can get a 5th base.
Yeah, but I mean, he shouldn't be able to. Ah, man, this is hard to watch. The Korean fascination with Ultralisks, I will never understand it.
He was doing so good up until it stopped doing. Oh, there's the Fungals, though.
Oh my God, those were huge Fungals.
Wow.
I mean, there were no Infestors on the field yet, so MajOr probably wasn't even considering it as a possibility. And then those just popped out. Wow. All the Vikings are gone. All the Ravens are gone.
That was what he needed.
Wow.
MajOr needs to knock off that Overlord over there, or even try and get the gold, and just... I don't even know how you try and take the gold at this point, though. Maybe like battle cruisers. I don't...
You feel like, what do you say, battle cruisers?
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to be able to kind of hold both areas. I think it's just too far spread across the map. Like, he's losing those tanks now, he doesn't have the money. And I don't mean, like, make them now, I mean, like, have them already made and maxed previously.
No.
Well, the Muta switch is here. I mean, that's going to be amazingly strong too. Finally got the anti-air. Thors aren't all there. The Vikings are all dead from trying to hold on to the swarm hosts.
Yeah, I think those Fungals might have did it. Those Fungals were the push we needed.
Yep. Lots of spines over there too, just in case. Just the delay if needed.
Locust eating up a few stray units here and there. MajOr's in a pretty rough spot now, I think, after losing that decent chunk of his army. And this Muta switch is going to be pretty good, and he does end up GGing out well.
Yep, Mutas were a nice switch, for sure. Well, those Infestors are the nicest switch. But... yeah,
MajOr getting caught off guard there was really rough for him. I don't understand, especially after watching Violet play Huck, I don't understand what Korean Zerg's fascination is with Ultralisks. They're so bad.
It's working, though.